Chosen one, this instant is no random occurrence. You didn't arrive at these words by wandering aimlessly. A higher realm has guided you here with precision, aligning your path to meet this moment exactly when your spirit is ready. Something remarkable is unfolding beyond what your eyes can see. And you, yes you, stand right at the heart of it. The divine has been arranging your steps, shaping your journey for an encounter that will shift the entire direction of your life. Beloved, the presence of God is moving with unusual speed. The very change you've been waiting for financially is not approaching. It has already begun unfolding around you. The treasure reserved for the faithful is being gathered, just as Proverbs 13:22 reveals, and heaven is crafting encounters, meant to release what has long been spoken over your future. This is your set-apart moment, a holy window of elevation, transfer, and divine favor. The sight of those placed in authority is being sharpened to recognize what heaven has always declared about you. You carry grace for leadership, stewardship, and kingdom abundance. Chosen one, breathe deeply and accept what is being revealed. The corridors of supernatural increase are opening before your feet. This is your divine call. Step boldly, for heaven has selected you for this very time. Chosen one, hear clearly. What your spirit is picking up right now is not coincidence. It is divine design, that stirring inside you, that sudden awakening in your chest, that chill running through your body. These are signs from heaven confirming that you have crossed into a sacred turning point. A supernatural shift has been set into motion, and you are standing at its entrance. For months, or perhaps for years, you have been walking faithfully through uncertainty, clinging to promises that look delayed. You've wondered if God still saw you, still remembered the words spoken over your life. Yet in every shut door, in every silent night, in every quiet season, heaven was never distant. It was preparing you. Your perseverance was not wasted. It was spiritual currency being exchanged for the favor now locating you. Beloved, listen closely. The shift you are sensing is real. Someone positioned with influence and authority has been stirred by God to notice you. They are noticing not by accident, but by assignment. There is something within you, an oil, a grace, a glow that can no longer remain unseen. This is what distinguishes you. You may not consider yourself significant, but heaven has been speaking your name in places you have never been. I understand the ache of waiting for acknowledgement that seems forever delayed. I know the weight of years spent working, praying, giving everything, yet seeing no door open. But the truth is this: those quiet seasons were sacred. They were not punishment. They were placement. What God is building in you requires foundation, maturity, and humility. And when your moment arrives, and it will not only lift you, it will firmly establish you. Even now, heaven is aligning hearts, hands, and resources on your behalf. The one looking for you comes not with mere opportunity, but with access. This is part of the heavenly transfer, the reassigning of influence and provision to God's chosen. You may not see how all the pieces connect yet, but everything you've walked through has been preparing you for this encounter. Remember Joseph, forgotten in a prison cell until the summons from Pharaoh came. In a single day, everything shifted. That is how divine alignment works: swift, sudden, undeniable. And when it happens, everything lost begins to make sense. Chosen one, there is a mark upon your life that cannot be removed. While others chase attention, heaven has been cultivating depth and truth within you. You were not designed to compete. You were crafted to be chosen. That is why certain doors closed, why some relationships faded, and why paths that worked for others never worked for you. You were being concealed for a divine unveiling, and now the moment has arrived. The same God who hid you is now revealing you. The same Spirit that kept you unseen is now announcing your emergence. Do not shrink from the weight of this hour. It is not greater than you. You were born for this. The evidence is written in your endurance. If your spirit is awakening right now, it is because your season of preparation is colliding with your season of manifestation. This is not imagination, it is fulfillment. You are stepping into spaces crafted for your presence, into conversations shaped by heaven, into opportunities sealed with your name. Chosen one, breathe deeply. You are not waiting any longer. You are being summoned. Heaven has spoken. The gates are open. The only question that remains is, will you answer the call? Now that heaven has affirmed what is shifting, you must begin noticing the signs of your divine transfer. Every major move of God begins subtly. Before breakthrough reveals itself in the physical, it stirs in the spirit. You've likely sensed it already. A restlessness, a gentle inner pulling, an awareness that life is about to change. Beloved, pay close attention to that stirring. When elevation is near, your spirit feels it before your mind understands. You start losing interest in what once satisfied you. People who were once central begin drifting away. Places that felt familiar start to feel heavy. Desires that once made sense now fall away. Don't cling to what is fading. This is not rejection, it is refinement. Heaven is pruning anything that cannot support the weight of your next season. When God begins to move, he often whispers, "Be still and know that I am God." Your responsibility is not to panic but to posture. Don't chase after doors. They're already swinging open toward you. Divine transfer often arrives disguised as endings, disruptions, sudden shifts, unexpected closures. What appears to be loss is actually direction. I have lived this. The times I believed I was forgotten were the very moments heaven was crafting my introduction. The opportunities that slipped away were never mine to carry. The waiting that stretched my patience was divine protection surrounding me. And now that same protection is leading you directly into purpose. Someone chosen by God, an individual of authority and discernment, is being guided toward you. Not because you sought them, but because heaven has determined that your unveiling is now. They are being nudged through dreams, impressions, and spiritual signals, all pointing directly toward you. When this connection arrives, you will recognize it through peace. Not confusion, not striving, not pressure, peace. It will carry the weight of destiny. Your spirit will know, this is what I was prepared for. Chosen one, this transfer is deeper than finances. It is about trust. God does not reward carelessness. He entrusts responsibility. You have been faithful with little, and now heaven is promoting you to more. Every hidden moment, every quiet act of faith, every tear, every sacrifice has built a testimony before the throne. Like Joseph, your preparation carries more authority than your current position. You do not need to fight for space. Your humility and consistency have already spoken for you. You are not being discovered, you are being revealed. Beloved, do not shrink when the doorway opens. Do not minimize what rests upon you. This is your appointed moment. You are not stepping in to impress anyone. You are stepping in to represent the one who called you. The same God who raised David, Esther, and Joseph is now calling your name. You may not see the entire frame of what is unfolding, but trust this, heaven and earth have come into agreement. The oil is flowing. The favor is visible. The divine meeting has been scheduled. Remain humble. Remain attentive. Remain ready. The transfer is not approaching someday. It has already begun. Chosen one, when heaven prepares to deliver something monumental into your life, it rarely enters with noise. It begins as a whisper, a quiet shift only your spirit can detect. The unease you've been experiencing, the subtle pull away from old patterns, the inner knowing that life is changing. This is not confusion. It is divine recalibration. God is reshaping your atmosphere to match the greatness of what is coming. Beloved, anointed, listen deeply and with care. Divine repositioning does not always arrive first as celebration. Often it comes disguised as endings. The job that disappeared, the companions who drifted from your life, the visions that crumbled, none of it was punishment. Heaven was carefully trimming your path, removing what could not hold the weight of your forthcoming season. Just as a seed must fracture to release life, something inside of you had to open for your true purpose to awaken. I've walked through this very reality myself. Doors were sealed and I questioned my very identity. Yet within that stillness, God unveiled the hidden architecture He had been quietly constructing behind the scenes. Every diversion was deliberate direction. Every pause carried divine design. What appeared to be isolation was in truth incubation. That same sacred refining is shaping you, chosen one. You have not been abandoned. You have been positioned. Even now, heaven is moving through human channels. Someone of influence, ordained by God, is being stirred to find you. They may not fully understand why you occupy their thoughts, yet their obedience will intersect perfectly with your destiny. They have been readied to perceive what others overlooked: your integrity, your authority, your unwavering faith. This is no mere coincidence. It is divine acknowledgement. When this encounter arrives, you will not need to strive or to explain. You will sense peace even before a word passes lips. The atmosphere will shift and your spirit will recognize. Without question, this is it. Every former disappointment will suddenly illuminate its purpose. Every closed door will reveal its intended design. Heaven never squanders pain. It transmutes it into placement. Hear this clearly, chosen one. Divine transfer is not merely about material provision. It is about entrusted responsibility. God does not grant carelessly. He entrusts deliberately. While others chased approval, you pursued obedience. While others demanded attention, you remained steadfast in quiet devotion. You have demonstrated that greatness can be carried without losing humility. Now the flow is bending toward you. Resources are being redirected. People are being realigned. Systems are converging in your favor. You are stepping into a sacred current where everything operates with precision. But remember, prosperity is never simply a prize, it is purpose. God supplies for assignments, not for ego. You are being resourced to restore, to build, to elevate others. Chosen one, now is not the time to question your worth or doubt your calling. You have endured the preparation. You have passed the trial. Heaven's decree has been issued. The moment is now. Take a full breath, anointed one. The waiting is finished. You are no longer hoping. You are moving into manifestation. Doors are swinging open. The air is charged. Everything designated for you is arriving. Chosen one, the real distinction between those who walk in divine transfer and those who miss it is vision, not natural eyesight, but spiritual perception. You were never meant to navigate by sight alone. You were chosen to advance by revelation. When God readies you for overflow, He begins not with riches, but with revelation. He trains you to recognize the blessing before it appears in the natural. Anointed one, reflect closely on this season. The closed doors, the delays, the abrupt conclusions, none of it has been random. God could not pour new oil into a vessel still brimming with disappointment. What was removed was never rejection. It was divine redirection. The pruning you experienced prepared space for clearer insight. Divine abundance always begins in perception, not possession. Before wealth touches your hands, it takes root in faith. Heaven operates through discernment. God prospers those who can perceive before they acquire. Faith is the blueprint that guides provision. Chosen one, I have lived this reality. I remember praying for change while the world around me seemed stagnant. Every door appeared locked. Every plan crumbled. Then in a still whisper, the Spirit spoke. You are not waiting for breakthrough. You are the breakthrough. That revelation reshaped everything. I ceased pleading for open doors and began constructing for them. This is where you stand now, in the season of preparation. Build as if the promise is already funded. Move as though the opportunity bears your name. Joseph did this. He did not stumble into abundance. He prepared for it. While others overlooked signs, he employed his discernment to create strategy. Because he saw famine coming, he became the pivot for an entire empire's survival. Likewise, your insight is currency. The wisdom, plans, and strategies you carry will become the keys that unlock provision for others. Anointed one, never underestimate the lessons of your struggle. Every trial honed your perception. Every loss sharpened your sensitivity to divine timing. You learned to hear God in silence, to trust when clarity seemed absent, to advance when no path appeared. That is why your next step cannot fail. It is founded in revelation. Even now, your name is being spoken in rooms you have never entered. Divine alignments are forming silently. Hearts are being readied to support what heaven has embedded in you. Yet remember, the goal is not exposure, it is alignment. Influence without humility collapses. Remain close to God. Let His Spirit be your strategy. Chosen one, what approaches will arrive not through exertion, but by timing. When God declares the moment, every resistance will bend. Every opposing force, every obstructed plan, every barrier will yield to divine scheduling. Write the vision, guard your focus. Stay faithful in what is unseen, for the divine transfer has already begun. The wealth of purpose is moving toward its rightful steward. You chosen one, maintain clarity of spirit, steadiness of heart, and readiness of hand when the call arrives. And you will answer with faith, not fear. This is your season to see it, speak it, and walk fully into it. Chosen one, you have journeyed through long nights, silent seasons, and moments when heaven seemed absent. You have whispered, God, when will it be my turn? Hear this truth, the delay was never denial. It was divine preparation. Every prayer that felt unanswered was being stored as unseen power. Now heaven releases it all at once. Anointed one, suddenly everything will accelerate. What once crawled will now run. What felt postponed will now surge forward. You are entering the realm of divine acceleration where years of waiting collapse into moments of fulfillment. When God decrees your time, every resisting force bows to His authority. Every obstruction, every system, every plan meant to block you must yield to His timing. I have witnessed this suddenness. I waited years for one door to open, praying, serving, and remaining faithful, and yet nothing stirred. Then in the span of a single week, everything pivoted. Doors swung open, opportunities emerged. Favor poured in, and what once seemed impossible unfolded with effortless grace. That is heaven's signature. When alignment occurs beyond logic or explanation, chosen one, it is the wind of acceleration sweeping across your life. You may not comprehend its workings, yet you will feel its presence unmistakably. Unexpected calls, divine encounters, miraculous openings, these are never random. They are mandates from heaven. Creation itself bends to the rhythm of your faith. You have spent years mastering the art of walking by belief. Now you are learning to receive through grace. The season of striving is ending. You are entering a river where every effort multiplies under God's hand. What took others decades to achieve, you will accomplish in remarkable time. The same anointing that carried you through waiting will now thrust you into triumph. But understand this, anointed one, acceleration demands alignment. Old fears, worn mindsets, and controlling tendencies have no place in this hour. Release the grip of timelines. Stop attempting to coerce what God is forming. Miracles never emerge through manipulation. They are born in surrender. When you trust His timing, His provision flows unhindered. God was never delayed. He was preserving what was sacred. You were not waiting for opportunity. Opportunity awaited your readiness. And now, because your faithfulness endured in obscurity, heaven is prepared to reveal you openly. Do not question the doors that swing wide. Do not hesitate when favor finds you. These are the unmistakable signals that divine acceleration has begun. You are no longer pursuing blessings. Blessings are now pursuing you, chosen one. Your appointed moment has arrived. The hidden years are finished. You will witness God shifting people, circumstances, and authority in your favor. The hand that once restrained you is now releasing you. And as the speed comes, remember, it is not for vanity, but for stewardship. You are elevated not to boast, but to build, not to display glory, but to distribute it. Your breakthrough is greater than personal gain. It carries legacy. Anointed one, breathe in this truth. Everything is turning now. Heaven's clock has struck your moment. Acceleration is moving. Acceleration is moving. Understand clearly. What comes is not arbitrary wealth. It is provision for purpose. God blesses not for comfort, but to fulfill assignments. Every resource, connection, and door opening is intricately tied to your divine calling. You are stepping not into luxury, but into legacy. The season of scarcity is ending. You are crossing from survival into supernatural supply. The same God who sent manna from heaven, multiplied fish and loaves, is about to increase what is already in your hands. The overflow coming is not merely for you, it is for the kingdom. You are heaven's steward on earth, a vessel through which abundance flows to those most in need. There was a reason you faced lack before increase. The wilderness was never punishment, it was purification. It taught you dependence, shaped worship without evidence, giving without fear, and trust without visible outcome. That is why you are now entrusted with more. God perfects his stewards before opening his storehouses. I've walked this path myself. Seasons came when I had nothing but faith, yet provision always arrived at the exact moment required. From this I learned a truth. God funds purpose, not panic. The instant your heart aligns with his will, resources begin to find you effortlessly, abundantly, consistently. That is divine order. Where obedience exists, overflow is inevitable. Chosen one, wealth is not your master, it is your messenger. It travels where heaven directs it. When your focus is pure, resources are magnetized to your mission. Investors, allies, and divine partnerships appear seemingly from nowhere. Projects that were once impossible now breathe with life. True prosperity never chases. It is drawn by alignment. Yet this transfer of abundance is about more than money. It is about authority. God is shifting influence, wisdom, and spiritual power into your hands. You are being positioned to steward what others misused, bringing excellence and righteousness into spaces long void of light. This is not worldly competition, it is divine redemption of systems. Anointed one, do not shrink when abundance arrives. You have carried lack with dignity. Now carry wealth with purpose. This is your Joseph moment. You are not only blessed, you are entrusted to distribute blessings. You are the answer to prayers yet unspoken. Yet remember, with increase comes responsibility. You are called to give, to build, to fund the vision of God's kingdom. Generosity will preserve your heart and align you with heaven. Never forget your foundation in humility, surrender, and trust. Wealth without worship fosters pride. Wealth with worship builds nations. Chosen one, lift your spirit and declare, I am heaven's steward. I'm entrusted with abundance. I use every resource to fulfill God's purpose. This is my season of divine funding. Every need is met. Every lack is reversed. Heaven's treasury flows in my favor. I walk in it, steward it, and speak it into existence. What flows now is not mere provision. It is your calling, fully financed by God himself. This season is not only about receiving wealth, but stepping fully into authority. Many pursue blessing, yet overlook the mantle it brings. God does not elevate you for recognition. He elevates you so heaven can move through your voice. What rests on your life now is more than favor. It is a spiritual mantle of influence, grace, and dominion, enabling you to shift atmospheres and bring light to long-forgotten places. Anointed one, feel this deeply. Your presence will carry spiritual weight, not oppressive, but commanding reverence without a word. When you enter a space, energy realigns, not by status, but because the anointing walks with you. This mantle requires precision, not performance. Speak less, listen more, move only under spirit guidance. Every declaration carries prophetic vibration. Words spoken in faith will not return void. They shape reality. Look back at your journey. Every betrayal, rejection, delay, and misunderstanding was preparation. You learned to stand when others fell, to remain pure under trial, to trust God through endless silence. Those hidden seasons forged the authority now resting on your life. Heaven built in you spiritual weight, a power unshakable by praise or opposition. I have walked this transition. When God shifted me from waiting to walking, doors opened effortlessly. Those who once ignored me began seeking counsel. Outwardly, nothing changed. My season changed. This is happening to you now. Your name carries a heavenly frequency, summoning alignment, favor, and recognition in elevated places. Remember, divine authority is never for dominance, it is for deliverance. God raises you to liberate others from fear, from lack, from the confines of unbelief. The peace resting on you will overflow. You are becoming a vessel through which heaven releases breakthrough. Remain gentle, for humility is the foundation that sustains power. Pride interrupts the current, but surrender allows it to multiply. Keep yourself low before God, even as He lifts you high in the sight of men. True royalty in the kingdom always bows before the king. Chosen one, the influential figure you have envisioned in prophecy, is only one facet of God's greater design. The higher revelation is this: heaven has appointed you as its representative. You do not chase authority, you embody it. Every step carries the weight of kingdom decree. You were hidden so that God could refine your heart, purify your motives, and teach you to hold glory without pride. Now pressure gives way to peace. Authority flows effortlessly, not forced. Anointed one, this is your hour of coronation. Heaven has placed the scepter in your hand. Move with gentle confidence, speak with divine clarity, and walk in sacred purpose. Influence is entrusted, not demanded. And you have been found faithful. Your mantle has settled upon you. Wear it with reverence. Chosen one. Everything you endured, every unseen battle, every tear shed in solitude, it all converges here. The circle is completing, and the prophecy whispered long ago is coming into manifestation. Heaven has been orchestrating not merely a meeting, but a movement, a divine alignment where your obedience intersects perfectly with God's plan. Anointed one, the season of questioning is over. You need no longer doubt your readiness. Heaven has already proclaimed it. What is unfolding is more than a promotion. It is a sacred appointment. You are stepping into rooms where your name has been echoing long before your arrival. People of influence, those with reach and authority, are being drawn to your light, for your light is extraordinary. It bears the fingerprint of the Almighty. While you were refined in shadow, heaven was scripting your introduction. While you wept in silence, heaven was constructing your platform. While you were set apart, heaven was preparing those who would honor the mantle you carry. This is why your preparation was intense. It equips you with the stability, wisdom, and spiritual depth required for what is entrusted to you now. Chosen one, hear this. You are now entering the hour of manifestation. What you once saw in visions, what you prayed over for years, what felt endlessly delayed, it is now coming into form. The wealth transfer is underway. The divine alignment is activated. You are walking through the doors your ancestors prayed would open. Yet as you enter this new realm, remember this sacred truth. The blessing is not the destination. It is the beginning of stewardship. You were elevated not for display, but for commission. The same God who trusted you in scarcity now entrusts you with abundance. The same Spirit that sustained you in warfare now guides you in wealth. This is not merely success, it is purpose fulfilled. Anointed one, breathe deeply and sense the shift in your spirit. The weight of conflict is lifted. The air feels lighter because waiting has been transformed into victory. Every refusal that once broke your heart protected the yes from heaven. Every loss was redirection. Every delay, divine defense. Walk boldly. This is your inheritance. This is heaven open before you. Locked doors now stand wide. Resistance has given way to release. You will see it in subtle ways. Those who ignored you reaching out. Opportunities long forgotten resurfacing. Finances moving with supernatural ease. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Chosen one, raise your hands and declare aloud, I receive my divine appointment. I walk in heaven's authority. I'm trusted, favored, and fully provisioned by God. Let these words sink deep into your spirit. You do not walk alone. Angelic presence surrounds you. The God who began this good work is perfecting it now. Your steps are ordered. Your name is favored. Your purpose is unstoppable. Go forward, anointed one. Step into the palace, step into the meeting, step into overflow. The heavenly contract is sealed. It is yours to claim. You have moved from preparation into possession, from prophecy into proof, from hope into harvest. Chosen one, pause and breathe this truth. You are standing in your Chiro's moment, your divinely appointed hour. Nothing here is by chance. Heaven has aligned every second, every whisper, every word to reach you precisely now. The supernatural transfer has already begun. The door is open. Your name is written upon it. Anointed One, the same God who called Joseph from prison to palace, and Esther from silence to influence, calls you now. You have been trained in private for public unveiling. Heaven has observed your faith, endurance, and obedience. The reward is unfolding. Alignment, favor, resources, and divine connections are already moving. Step forward with confidence and humility. The anointing resting on you is sacred. It carries provision, protection, and purpose. Remain faithful in this flow. Keep your heart pure, your mind steady, and your spirit anchored in gratitude. If this word resonates within you, affirm it. Comment 777 as a declaration that you receive this divine confirmation. Share it, so another chosen one may awaken to their appointed hour. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his favor surround you like light. Walk boldly into every promise heaven has prepared. Your time is not approaching, it is now. Step into it, chosen one. The kingdom waits for you.